Hello, everybody. It is I, TDI Fan 2024. Welcome to another tier list video. Because of this, I'm guessing you guys already know what this means. Wait for a full minute. Before I continue, let me just put Gent to syrup so that you won't see a lot of tabs popping up like last time. Anyways, yeah. Today, 3 hours ago, I was able to finish Total Drama All Stars. It was honestly the easiest binge. I mean, this season and last season and the next season after this are going to be easy binges because there's only 13 episodes in those seasons. So, you can legit get them all done in 1 week. And yeah, that's pretty much what I did this week. It only took me 1 week to watch Total Drama All Stars. And now that I've finished rewatching Total Drama All Stars, it is now time for you guys to see my thoughts and my character rankings for the season. Now, I couldn't find a tier list that had Chris and Chef, only the contestants. But if Chris and Chef were here, I'd say that Chef would probably be on the B tier. Chef wasn't bad this season. He was much better than Chris. This season is definitely as of the first 5 seasons, this is Chris's worst season. But from what I remember in Pacateo Island, I'm pretty sure he's a lot worse than Pacateo Island. We will find out once I rewatch Pacateo Island. But this season, out of the first 5 seasons, is definitely Chris's worst. He does not care at all. He does not. He doesn't even care about a single person. Maybe Owen from that small cameo he had at the very end of the season. But out of the contestants, he did not care at all. He was brutal. And when I say brutal, I mean absolutely brutal. This is where Chris peaked when it comes to how insane he is and how bad of a person he is in general. So I would say Chris would have to go to the C tier. One, because I'm still a bit biased. Chris, when it comes to a host type character, Chris, he was a great host. But this season, I can't make any excuses for Chris anymore. And I guarantee you, next season, I'm probably going to like him a lot less. But we'll find out. Anyways, if Chris was also here, he'd be in D tier. Right now, D tier. Next season, he might go all the way down to F. But we'll have to wait and see. But because they aren't there, we're going to rank the characters now. So I'm going to go based on the elimination order. So first things first, I want to organize these for their elimination order as well. So it was Lightning, it was Lindsay, then Lightning, then Joe, then Sam. I have quite a lot to say about Sam once we get to him. Then it was Heather, then Sierra, then Duncan, bad boy Duncan, and then Cameron, then Alejandro, then Courtney. Oh, yep. Oh, wait. I was going to say the rest was in order, but nah, because it's Scott and then Zoe. All right, so let's start with this ranking. First things first, Lindsay, the first eliminated contestant of Total Drama All Stars. Yeah, this season is definitely her worst season. I mean, they really dumbed her down. You're going to hear me complain a lot about how they handle these characters this season, because many people do. Many people who watch Total Drama All Stars, they already know how stupid everybody became in this season. Especially Lindsay. She was really stupid. I mean, she's usually stupid, but this season she was over the top stupid, honestly. Until the very end when she got eliminated and it turns out that she wanted to get eliminated. So some people were probably thinking maybe she was having an act so that she can show everybody that she deserves to go home first. But yeah, honestly, what was the point of bringing back Lindsay this season? She should not have came back this season, even though she is all-star material. I don't think anyone's going to be in A tier, honestly, in this tier. So I think I'm going to just put Lindsay in C tier. She didn't get horribly derailed like some other characters in the season, but she still wasn't great at all this season. So I think C tier is where I'll put her at. Because out of everybody this season, she probably got the least... No, she's definitely not the least derailed, but she's down there when it comes to character derailment, specifically from this season. Anyways, next is Lightning. From what I've been hearing, a lot of people said that Lightning was one of the only few good moments of the season. And I honestly agree. After rewatching All Stars, every time when Lightning's on screen, that's some of the very few times where this season is actually good. Lightning, if it wasn't for him, honestly, this season would be a lot worse. But because they didn't ruin Lightning's character, like a whole lot. Like I'm guessing some of his character was a bit derailed, but mostly he did stay in character like he did in Revenge of the Island, which is at least something that the writers got right. But yeah, honestly, Lightning is probably one of the only few good characters in this season, and that's kind of weird coming from Lightning. But honestly, I'm gonna put him in B tier, and it was honestly a shame to see him go so early. But it is what it is. Anyways, Joe. I did not care for Joe, but I feel like Joe was also still in character. Like her character didn't get derailed. From what I've seen from the little time she was on this season, she pretty much stayed the exact same. So I wouldn't put her in D tier just because at least her character didn't go off the wall. But I'm gonna put her in C tier as well, just below Lindsay, because I'm a bit biased with the OG cast. Next is Sam. Out of everybody in this cast, Sam is the odd one out. I'm not the only one who thinks of this because I've been reading the comments for every episode of Total Drama All Stars that are on YouTube, and a lot of people did not like Sam in this season, or didn't like the idea of having Sam in an All Star season, which honestly I agree. Even though after rewatching Revenge of the Island, I did like Sam a bit more than how I used to before this Total Drama binge. But this season, like honestly, Sam, he wasn't horrible. Like he was also in character, I should say. I feel like most of the Revenge of the Island characters were in character. It's pretty much the OG cast of characters that were definitely not in character. But Sam, he was all right this season. He was okay, but I personally would not have him in this season. If I had to bring somebody else from the Revenge of the Island cast, most people would say Dawn or B, but I would go with Brick, honestly. Brick is definitely much more all-star material than Sam, because one, Brick made it farther than Sam in Revenge of the Island, so like why not bring him back? And I'm guessing because since they weren't able to bring back Owen for some reason, I did see one comment where someone said that it was because the voice actor didn't want to return for the season. So I'm guessing that's probably the main reason why Owen did not come back, which is a shame. But we did see him again in a Dunkless race, so it's okay. But I'm guessing they wanted someone to fill in Owen's role for this season, and I guess they thought Sam, which is whatever. But yeah, like I said, Sam was okay this season. He wasn't horrible. He was not the worst character of the season, but he's just the only character from this cast that I would not consider as an all-star. I would honestly have Brick in instead. Or just bring back somebody else from the OG cast like Harold or DJ or Lashana. There's so many robbed characters, but I'll get into that once I finish my character ranking. But yeah, Sam, he's going to go in C tier as well. But I'd honestly put him below Joe because like he was just there as like the punch bag. Like he did not do anything, honestly. He was just there. Like he was the punch bag. Like I said, he was only there to be the punch bag. And that's why I got out early. Anyways, Heather. A lot of people, from what I've seen in the comments, a lot of people said that it was Heather and Alejandro's dynamic that was what really carried this season for them. Like people were saying, I am only watching this season because of Heather and Alejandro, and I would have to agree. I did like Heather and Alejandro's relationship in this season. Seeing those two trying to one up each other was honestly one of the only few good moments of the season. And yeah, Heather, I mean, like the way she got out was just so stupid and out of character. There was no way that she would just leave her idol there. Like there was no way. Like I said, this is just character derailment at its finest. So honestly, Heather's going to D tier because they really did not do her character justice at all this season. And yeah, at least she was, and I mean, at least the other characters above her weren't handled as badly as she was. Now for Sierra. She is definitely, okay, she's not my least favorite character here, but she's my second least favorite, honestly, to be honest. I never really cared for Sierra, but I have to admit, in World Tour, she did carry Cody anyway. Like, if it wasn't for her, Cody would have not made it to the final three. But yeah, I have to admit, she did do her part in World Tour. She was a good contestant. I will admit she was good in World Tour, but I still never really cared for her character. And this season, I could not even care less. I was glad she got out. But honestly, I would have much rather had her go home first than Lindsay. Like, they could have, like, done something with Lindsay, honestly, but nah. Honestly, I just don't really like Sierra. So I'm going to put her in D tier as well. I think there's only going to be one character here that I have in mind for the F tier. We'll get to that character soon. But yeah, next would be Duncan. Now, Duncan. I know a lot of people would consider Duncan to be one of the most overrated characters. And honestly, that's understandable. Like, Duncan is another, like, teacher's pet, like he's another creator's pet because every season he's in, he makes it far. Like in the first 3 seasons, he made it to the top 5. Although we shouldn't really count World Tour since he joined in the later half, so that doesn't really count. But he still made it to the top 5. So yeah, but this season was definitely his worst season, not only because of how they handled his character, but also his placement. He got 8th, and he even got arrested. But I would have to admit, Duncan was one of the few characters that I enjoyed in this season, but I also did not like how they handled him, like him trying to become, or him showing, this good side, which we all know Duncan did have, sort of, based on season 1 and season 2. But the way that, he was trying to, show everybody that he's the bad boy and stuff, and of course, the way that he treats Courtney and Gwen is just not right at all. And so I would understand if people start to hate and dislike Duncan after this season. I'm guessing most people do after how they handled Duncan in All Stars. I would not be upset. I would understand, of course. But Duncan is overall still one of my top favorite characters in the entire series. And that's why I'm going to let my bias come in and put him in the B tier. But he's going to be below Lightning because at least they didn't butcher Lightning's character like they did with Duncan. So, yeah. Now, Cameron. Cameron's another character that, honestly, they didn't butcher his character. They didn't derail him as much. But they did make him pretty dumb. He should have seen Mal come in a long way, right? From a long distance. But nah, he was just stupid. He fell for Mal's tricks. And honestly, Cameron, why? You made it to the finale. You're a champion. You're a total drama champion. And you fell for this guy's tricks. I guess he was just blinded by his friendship between him and Mike. But yeah, Cameron was just all right this season. He's going to go in the top of C tier. But that's probably where I'll leave him at. Now, Alejandro. Honestly, he's my favorite character in this season. Because every time when Alejandro's on screen, it's just it's just good. Most of the time, anyway. The episode where he gets eliminated was probably where we see Alejandro at his worst. And that's not great. He was honestly stupid. He legit told Mal's entire plan when, honestly, that's so out of character for him. He would never do that, and yet he did. You can tell that these total drama writers did not know what to do with these characters, especially the OG characters. And yeah, Alejandro, I would put you up in B, but your character was... Actually, I will put you up in B because I'm a bit biased. But you're going to be in bottom B, or for now anyway. But yeah, Alejandro, honestly, you were... not horrible, but still not great. Not as great as you were in World Tour, of course. Now, Courtney. Courtney. First of all, in Season 1, you were pretty good. Season 2, you sucked. Season 3, you weren't as bad, but still kind of bad. Season 5, you were at your worst. I didn't think you'd get any worse, especially in the Sunday, or the what's it called? Sunday... The episode where they had to make a sundae. That episode. I forgot the title. But honestly, Courtney, how could you fumble so hard? How could the writers fumble so hard to make Courtney so obnoxious and so dislikable or unlikable? Because honestly, what were they thinking with how they handled Courtney? Honestly, they just made Courtney go from a D to an F. Just like that. And... I don't know how they're going to be able to recover her. I don't know. I don't think they will because I don't know if they're going to ever have another season with the OG cast members. I wish they would, but it's very unlikely. So, yeah, Courtney, right now, I think you're the only character I would consider an F tier, especially in this season because you were so bad this season. You did good, but, competitively. But personality-wise, yeah, you sucked. And that's why you're an F tier. Gwen was not bad. She was also a bit derailed, or a lot derailed this season. But, she was the last OG member left. So that's pretty cool. And I liked her a bit this season. There were a few times where she was a miss rather than a hit. But there was also a few times where I thought she was a good character. I'd put her in B above Duncan and Alejandro. But that's probably it. Scott. He's also a hit or miss, honestly. In season 4, I thought he was all right, and in season 5 did make me like him a lot more for some reason, which is honestly very rare for this season. But yeah, Scott was honestly one of my personal faves in this season. He was funny, he was charming, he was just a funny, wacky character, and I think they handled his character pretty well for the most part. And honestly, I'm gonna put him. I'll put him under Lightning, and B, because I don't think I'm gonna put anybody in A. Honestly, now Zoe and Mike, the final two this season. Zoe, yeah, she was stupid. She was seriously stupid. Like they dumbed her down quite a lot, especially with her whole commando phase from season 4. Like honestly, Zoe is just very dumb this season. I still like her as a character, but they really dumbed her down this season. Even though this is her greatest season competitively, when it comes to her character, it's I think I preferred her a lot more in Revenge of the Island. So I'm gonna put her in C, but I think I'm gonna put her below Cameron, honestly. To be honest, this is just my opinion anyway. And Mike. Mike. You were barely in the season because of your whole plot. But you did manage to win. And honestly, between you and Zoe, I would rather have you win, of course. And you are the canon winner from what I know, or from the looks of it. So honestly, Mike, you're probably going to be in the B tier as well. I'd probably put you below Scott, to be honest, because I never cared for the whole Mal thing. But yeah, you were okay in this season, and you won the season. So, I mean, that's probably more than enough for me to add you there. Anyways, here's my character ranking. And yeah, as you can see, I didn't put anybody in A because none of these guys deserve to be in A after their performance in this season. And yeah, with that said, here's my character ranking. I think it's time for me to now explain my overall thoughts on Total Drama All-Stars. How do they fumble so hard? How do they fumble? Like, this concept, you'd think it'd be hard to fumble the concept, right? And these writers just proved this all wrong. Anyways, yeah, Total Drama All-Stars. I remember as a kid, I did enjoy the season as a kid. Because I was a kid, so it makes sense. But now, after a rewatch years later, I have to admit, yes, it sucks. Yes, the season's bad. Yes, the way they handle characters is so bad. But I did find myself enjoying a few moments. I feel like this season is definitely entertaining. I feel like every season of Total Drama is going to be entertaining. Maybe not Pacateo. I need to rewatch that because it's been a while as well. But this season is no different when it comes to how entertaining it can be, how much enjoyment you can get from it. The challenges, for the most part, were pretty neat. It was nice to see them bring back some challenges from past seasons. I personally liked the final challenge that was used in the finale. That was honestly one of my favorite challenges overall from the entire series. But this season, like I said, has a lot of problems. The way they handled characters, the way they butchered characters' personalities and stuff, they dumbed down everybody just to make Mal look like a Giga Chad, which is just, I don't even know. But yeah, this season's got too many issues for me to say that it's good, because it's not good. It's bad. It's a bad season in general, with a few enjoyable moments. That's pretty much how I would describe this season with a short sentence. And honestly, I think that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. Well, for the season anyway. Honestly, if they were to make another All-Star season, they better make it decent and have better characters that are worthy of being an All-Star. Like, for example, Sam, cut him out. Cut him. Just don't add Sam. And even better, do not include Sierra either. I would say bring back Brick and DJ and Lashana and Harold and even Izzy, because those characters were in all 3 seasons of the OG cast, and honestly, they deserve to be an All-Stars. I mean, I know Izzy made a cameo, but like, she should have been a contestant, honestly. Take away Sam. That's just what I do. And also, the next All-Star season will probably be with the new cast and maybe Pacateo, so we probably will not see these guys, but that's okay. Honestly, I'm just glad I grew up in the time where these seasons were airing. Yes, even when All Stars was airing. I'm pretty sure I remember watching this season when it was airing on Cartoon Network, which is back in like 2013. So that was a while ago. But yeah, overall, bad season with a few entertaining moments. That's how I describe the season. And if I have to rate it out of 10, it's definitely going to get a low score. I'd say a 4, only because it is kind of entertaining. There are a few moments that I did find myself enjoying for some part of the season. So I wouldn't call it, okay, well, it is a train wreck, but it's got its moments, you know? That's pretty much it. That's all I have to say about Total Drama All Stars. And yeah, this season's definitely the worst season out of the first 5 seasons. And let's see if Pacateo Island will be even worse. I don't remember. I do remember not liking it that much, so I'm probably not going to like it that much after I rewatch it, but we'll see. And yeah, that's it for this video. If you guys watched this season, or yeah, if you guys saw this season, what are your personal thoughts? Who are your favorite characters? Who are your least favorite? And overall, if you were in charge, if you were one of the writers that were in charge of Total Drama All Stars all the way back in 2013, who would you include? What would you do differently? And overall, how would you do this season? Like, pretty much, I would love to hear how you guys would do Total Drama All Stars. Honestly, even if you hardly try, whatever you come up with is most likely going to be much better than the final product. And yeah, that means Total Drama Pacateo Island Season 6 is, or Season 5B, but I'm going to call it Season 6, is next. So stay tuned for my Pacateo Island review, which will be something, that's for sure. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. This is TDI Fan 2024 signing off. Peace and have a great day/night.